I watch children's.
Hey everyone, Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, 3-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to the Uncle Pucker's New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go Devils!
I don't know where the intro picked up, but Tony's last words there going into the we're just all chatting. He's like, I watch children, and then the screen comes up. I'm assuming you meant your children, Tony.
A little concerned.
Yeah, we went to a Lithuanian. Today was the first day of school here in Lithuania, so our kids started a new school. And we went to a child's play today called Kaki Maki.
Oh, nice.
That's like the child character.
Porn.
It's a very big thing, you know. She was actually pretty hot. The person playing it tonight, but so it's like this
Guessing
thing.
that
where
wasn't
they,
a child.
No, it wasn't a child.
Okay.
She's like their like mascot, you know. But
She's
it's
Kaki Maki.
yeah. But the funny thing is, me and my wife keep on telling my daughters not to say caca because that's kind of shit here, and now their favorite character is Kaki Maki, so it kind of contradicts itself.
Kaki and Kaka.
Yeah, you ever have like the fun stories of like the first time your kids curse and stuff? Like you like
Yes.
because
Yes.
I remember when my daughter was real little, and she kind of went from like a few words to just full sentences right away. Like there was like she was always smart. So when she was just starting to talk, like she would always say a fushay, a fushay. And we're like, what is she saying? She'd say it all the time. A fushay. And we were driving somewhere, and like my wife dropped something in the car, and she, for fuck's sake. And in the back, I hear a fuss shake. I'm like, that's what she's saying, a fuck's sake. Every time you say it, that's the one word.
I have. So we were at the airport last time we went to America, which was December. We flew back, and we were running through the airport. So we're running. My little kid is crying. One kid, because we're like, she's freaked out. She's only like 4 years old. My other kid's next to me, and I'm like, motherfucker. And I just didn't mean to say it, you know, I knew we were going to miss the plane. My daughter, motherfucker. Yeah. And it gets a little worse too. Yeah. It gets a little, so about 3 weeks ago, my other daughter, my wife in the car dropped something, said something about bullshit. She's like, bullshit. So about 2 weeks ago, my other daughter says, her sister's Mila. Mila keeps on saying bullshit to me. Like, so we're trying to get them. So we have to act like it's not a big deal. Like it's not a bad word. Because once they know it's a bad word.
And I mean, now that my kids are older, like, I mean, I don't know if we have a conversation in my house between definitely me and the two kids, much more so than my wife, but she has, you know, she'll curse, but not like us. Like every other word is like a curse. Like it's just a part of our normal lexicon. It's like, I did such a terrible job with my kids as far as that goes. Like they just have terrible mouths. What's up?
Makes you feel any better, Chris? Your parents did a terrible job with me too. Just saying, they made me extremely comfortable using the F word at the dinner table.
Yeah.
It
was always, yeah. So happy Labor Day, guys. Everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah, so far had a nice little pool party yesterday, and I was sitting down today, and you know what? The weather's been so great.
Yeah,
right, up here in the Northeast, it's been fantastic,
spectacular weather.
And I was super in the mood for football. Like today, I got up, did what I had to do, and I was like, "Please tell me football starts today." I know it starts Thursday, but I was like,
Thursday.
I would have been into it big time today. I'm ready
got
for
his
it.
Eagles jersey ready.
Well, we are doing a show tomorrow at 10:00 in the morning, and we will do all of our picks for football. So, Bobby, if you're available 10:00, hop on in and join us for the show. It would be awesome.
I will be working, but I'd
Chris,
like to point out
one thing
one
I
other
heard
thing.
today about the Raiders. I want to point out really fast. I know tomorrow we're going to talk about this, but I just noticed tonight the Raiders have 12 indoor games this year and 5 outdoor games.
Really?
Pretty good. Yeah.
How do you get 5 outdoor games?
5 outdoor games.
I mean, you should have 8 at home or 9 at home anyway. How do you get 5 outdoor?
I don't know. We have 12 indoor games this year, all year, going to different places. And 5
Do you guys go overseas at all? Like, is there neutral sites
no neutral sites. No. Well, we play at home. We play in a dome, first of all.
Yeah, so that's
I thought Allegiant,
at home.
wasn't a dome. I'm sorry. I thought that they were
it's a dome. No.
Oh, okay. That's where I got screwed up.
It's like the Death Star. Yeah.
My bad.
That's pretty good, though, I think.
I'm really looking forward to this football season. I really am. But I'm also looking forward to this hockey season. And I'd really be looking forward to it if we had our, number one defenseman signed this is now getting to the point of now everybody's got a story. Everybody in Devil Nation and their media and stuff, they all have this is happening, that's happening. What do we know right now as far as Luke Hughes' contract stands? What do we know?
Could be 3 years, could be 8 years, could be 5 years, could
So-
be 4 million, could be 8 million, could be 7 million, could be 8.5 million, could be 9 million.
So
We don't
Tom
know
Fitzgerald
anything.
wants either a 4 short-term little bridge deal or the long-term 8-year deal, and Luke's people want a 5-year deal because he wants to
Yeah,
bail on New Jersey with his brother
that's
Jack.
That's
Can't give him that.
one report.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's something. It somewhat makes sense for him to want 5 years. I mean, I get the intention of that. I just feel like that was. I feel like the report on that was it was a little more speculatory than confirmed. He only
And
wants
it's
a
an easy
5-year deal.
speculation to get to, right?
Yeah.
When you're looking, because everybody knows you do have your traditional bridge, right? So I'll make a little more ABV probably, per year, but less over the lifetime. And then of course you got the long 8-year contract. So yeah, it's pretty easy to speculate that could be the holdup. I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to say the two brothers wouldn't sit there and be, hey, it'd be really cool if this kind of lined up. But as professional athletes, like everything I've ever been told is like you get the most you can get at the time you can get it because nothing's guaranteed past that. You know what I mean? You're seriously going to turn down an 8-year deal worth more total dollars just because you want to end at the same year as your brother Jack. And to what? To say thanks, because all we wanted to do is get the hell out of Jersey. Because if Luke Hughes wants to get the hell out of Jersey, he can do it now. Like he doesn't need to do 5 years first.
Oh,
And
he
if
can
they stay and go, hey,
demand a trade.
let's just win our cups and then we'll blow this place. Well, if you just want a cup or two, maybe you're not going to want to leave the place. I don't know.
See, I could picture him asking for 5 years. I could totally. Why wouldn't he ask for that? Like, I get what he's trying to do.
You get more
and
money
kind
for
of,
8.
Well, I don't know. Like, as I've been saying since the offseason, the Devils have not proven to us that they're going to win a cup in the next couple of years. There's got to be, in our guys' minds, this has to be sitting in there too. Like, do you want to stick around? Because you got to remember, Luke Hughes, Jack Hughes, like they love the Devils, I'm sure, but they weren't Devils fans when they came here. They're not like us, where we live and die with the team. Eventually, you want to win. Same reason Nico might not come back. It sucks to think this, but do I think the Devil again live and die with the Devils? Do I think they're going to win the cup this year? I don't feel that way with what we have right now. So, I mean, I kind of understand why they would push that. I think the deal will get done, and I don't think it'll be 5 years because I think the Devils cannot give him 5 years. They shouldn't. That should not happen. But I can't blame them for doing it, I guess.
What contending team, true contending team, as you're saying, like the Devils maybe aren't that, so you got those few kind of elite four, would have the cap space to bring both of them on at the same time with mega deals 5 years from now, when it's not going to be 8 and 9, it's going to be 12 and 13. I mean,
5 years is a long time in hockey.
It is
in hockey terms. And honestly, I was thinking about this, and I had a few like last night, and because originally I was like everybody just had some Chardonnays.
Zimas.
Everybody in Devils world was freaking the fuck out about the 5 years, and it's a disaster. It'd be the worst thing ever. And I originally kind of thought, I was like, yeah, he can't do that, and it would suck. But I'm not as worried about it being 5 years, because honestly, if we do win something, it's going to be because of these two. Like they're going to be a driver of it. So if he signs for 5 years and we don't win anything in those 5 years, it's time to fucking move on from these two. Like, Nico's going to be 32, 31. Brat's going to be 31. Timo's going to be 34. Dougie's going to be, in a fucking retirement home. So like, Markstrom's not going to be here. Allen's not going to be here. Like what is the team makeup going to be? So like that puts time frame on it. Like we have 5 years to win.
Nico may not be here.
And if we don't, then we have to go in a different direction anyway. And we can trade them in 4 years before they hit UFA. Like that's what kind of will happen. There'll be some drama around it, because it's like, where are the brothers going to go? Blah, 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 blah. But Fitz can also say, okay, if you want 5 years, then you're not going to get any trade protection, and I will send you the worst fucking hellhole on planet Earth.
And I can trade both of you to different teams. You can go screw yourselves. I mean,
I can trade you to Columbus and you to Chicago, or you to fucking Dallas or Seattle, or I could trade you to the absolute fucking worst team possible. You know, that like it doesn't take it. I don't see it as taking any leverage out of the Devils' hands. It's not ideal, but I don't see it as like the end of the world that a lot of people seem to be making it out to be.
All right. Now, I have been this week has been crazy. So I have not been able to actually read any of this stuff or see any of this stuff. I've been working 13, 14-hour shifts every day. So now that summer's over and I can breathe, and the little bit that I do know about it, that I had looked at it, Tim, I agree with you 1,000%. Like, if you don't do it in 5 years, then what are we doing? Are we, then we just have Luke and Jack, whatever, for another 4 years or however many, 3 more years. You're not going to do any, like, if you don't do it in 5, you're not going to do it in 8. That's how I feel. So
if you don't do it in 5 and you have 3 more years of term, they're a lot more tradable.
Yeah.
A lot bigger assets can come back. Too.
Look, I'd love the 8-year deal.
That's protecting your own assets, and that's another reason to give them a longer term.
But now, if you really want to,
I agree. I think the 8-year deal is the best deal
that's the best deal
for the Devils to give them. Kind of ensures that they don't line up, which I don't like. Again, I don't think that's ideal, but I just don't think it's the end of the world.
And what do you think about? Like, I believe now would be the perfect time to at least start the conversations with Jim Rutherford and Vancouver. If you have plans, if the plan is to sometime in 2 years, a year, whatever, bring Quinn to Jersey and have these 3 play together, I think you got to start discussing that now. You got to start, even maybe throw a package together and see if they budge. Because if you could get Quinn here, you can lock Luke up for even if it's 5 years, I don't give a shit. Like you said, if it's 5 years, it's 5 years. And then you can get Quinn here. Let's say you give Quinn a 3-year extension. Now you can have, or a 4-year extension, you can have all 3 Hughes brothers here for 5 years. And in that 5-year time with those 3 guys, if that's the plan, that's the way you want to go, then you can try and win the cup. That's what I would do. If you're really concerned about, well, Luke might not sign. I saw a big article about Vancouver needs to now make a play for Luke to get him to Vancouver. Like, there's just, I don't think that they don't have enough to move off of, to get Luke here. That would make their team better. I think that you look at those 2 teams in Vancouver and New Jersey, I think New Jersey is in a better position to go ahead and win a cup in the next 5 years than Vancouver is. Quinn's not necessarily happy there. We know they want to play together. I say try to make that move now. Lock it up now if you could, if possible. And then that way I think you'd have no issues getting Luke signed, even if it was for 5 years. And you could tell all 3 of these guys, look, in 5 years, all 3 years will be UFAs. All right. And we'll talk about extensions. We'll do whatever here, but let's focus on winning as much as we can in those 5 years. I would do that. Stop with this 10-year plan. Let's fucking try and win now.
GMs, they talk to each other all the time. And, they have, they're throwing around ideas and trade ideas and, different things like who's available, who's not available. I'm sure Fitz has already had this conversation with Rutherford, or at least
I hope so.
Started the framework of this conversation. They do that, like the report came out that he already was trying to get Jared McCann. Like we don't know what. I know people think that he's just sitting around on his ass not doing anything, and that's just not true. Like, he's talking to people, calling people, trying to figure shit out. Like, Husky's put him in the doesn't like the Lose brothers. There is framework in there, but a lot needs to change. Is Rutherford saying, I like Nemec? Is Rutherford saying, let's wait and see how this, because if Vancouver is good again this year, then that probably takes Quinn off the table.
Yep.
And in a perfect world, I think what happens is Vancouver's really bad. The Devils are very good. And Dougie has a massive bounce back season this year. Tony, take your pants off. Get ready for what I'm about to say. Yeah, there you go. Jergens.com, 10% off with the code PuckerTim.
It's paid sponsor.
Dougie has a really good bounce back season. He can then become the centerpiece of a Quinn trade, because at that point, Kovacevic will be back. Nemec, we hope, has a good season, solidifies the fact that he is indeed that guy. Kovacevic comes back, so then Nemec can slide into that Dougie role. Dougie's traded for Quinn, and then we'll probably have to buy out Dylan next year.
I mean, Dougie, what would you send to Vancouver? Dougie, Mercer,
Dawes.
a lot. I mean, just as a sweetener.
I don't know.
Just kick him in. Nemec. I mean, it's going to have to be a young defenseman in this deal.
Casey, maybe. I don't
it
know.
Would be it'd be Nemec or Casey.
It could be Squires. It could be Milovsky. Depend. Like if those guys have good AHL seasons. Could be Gritzuk. Could be Hamaniho. Could be the 26. Could be the 26th first. Depends on what Rutherford prioritizes. What he values the most. Like what are the most valuable trade chips? We look at the right side of our defense as being where we have a surplus, but we also have a lot of B plus prospects as well.
And what's the most? I would probably say, other than like first line center, second line center, right-handed defenseman, right side defenseman is a huge need in the NHL. So we, like you said, we have a surplus. It's just time to. And I was always kind of on the fence about what Bobby always says, and now I'm completely on board. Like you got to do something big. You got it. And I'm not saying it's got to be done right now, but it's got to be done at some point throughout this year, whether it's the trade deadline or before the trade deadline. Something has to be done. It's got to be a big, I mean, Zach is right. Like he's saying, like, no, Dougie for Quinn. I was saying one for one, not going to happen.
No.
But
that's not what I was saying.
If Nemec has a good year, he's playing really good. Maybe trade deadline, you can send him instead of Hamilton.
Casey.
Yeah, I mean, there are options, but we can't just sit around with all this talent in the AHL and not be competing for Stanley Cups. Like you have to move off of some of these dudes and try and get somebody. That's how I feel. But I mean,
Husky's right when there what he just said
about Fitz.
Unchanged.
Fitz ain't the guy to make big trades. I mean, it really kind of seems that way. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why he falls so in love with some of these players that he's not even willing to move off of some of these dudes or bring in obvious needs and wants on the team when they need them. I don't know. I mean,
do you think he's a little bit snake bitten because Timo hasn't totally worked out the way he wanted to, or like, there's a lot of different things that a lot of different factors. Like Quinn definitely is one of the most valuable players in the league, but he's also an undersized defenseman, hasn't won shit in and of itself. He's on an unbelievable contract, but that's only got 2 more years left, and he's going to need a huge raise. That's the other thing. It's like when these 3 guys, if we do line up all 3 of their contracts, what other team's going to have $45 million in free agent cap space to sign these
for
3
guys?
Is anybody's going to want to? Maybe one team has a very, very big need for a number 1 center and overpays for Jack, and they have no interest in 2 defensemen, let alone 1 or vice versa. There's so much that goes into that. That's why I said, like, I could see it as brothers saying, hey, it'd be cool to line it up at the same time. But I can also see why that's ridiculous assumption too. Like there's too many different pieces that go into where you're going to wind up and what you're going to do. There's always a dream to play together, but if they're already playing together, maybe they go separate dreams at that point and be like,
right.
Well, Minnesota offered me $12 million. I'm not going to go to Edmonton for 10 or whatever.
Well, that's it.
Like,
exactly.
I mean, if you brought Quinn in this year and whatever the trade compensation is, you brought Quinn in this year and all 3 guys are playing together and they win in the next 5 years, let's say they win 2 Stanley Cups. Would any Devil fan really have that big of a problem if in 5 years, one of them or 2 of them leave or all 3 of them even leave? Like you brought the cups, you hope that you can kind of after those big contracts and after those guys get a little long in the tooth, that's when you start selling off some pieces and reloading. You look
with
at
one caveat.
That
being that whoever the GM is at the time also still performs proper asset management if it looks like that's going to happen.
Right.
That's where you got to really have balls. Like,
you're right.
Do I let go of Jack and Luke if we're going to go for another run? Well, teams have done it, to make sure they have continued success. So
does Kate Madigan have balls?
I think Kate Madigan would have, bigger balls than Tom. Yeah, I think so.
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, is
Our
she
flight-
next in line?
I think McKinnon probably is. I'm
No,
of the
he's still
mind
playing
though,
for the Avalanche. He's not going to come
if they
and
do fire
general manager our
Fitz.
team.
Sorry,
I said
what'd you say?
McKinnon's playing for the Avs. He's not going to manage our team.
Dan McKinnon, you silly goose.
Oh, my bad.
I'm of the mind though, if we do fire Fitz, we have to get rid of the whole like Fitz, like
Yeah, got to
you know,
get the smell out of the
you got to
carpet.
get everybody out, like clear house of the whole front office, and get a whole new line of thinking because you know I kind of had a sort of retrospect or retroactive kind of like of Shiro, and then Fitz is an offspring of him, and then McKinnon and Madigan would be offsprings of Fitz. So it's kind of like
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they have the same ideas, though. They could be
I
the same
get it.
real in all these meetings going, whoa, this is not how to do this. Like, it's hard to let go of a whole team because of one guy not doing his job.
I mean, I hope that he does do something.
I'd be pissed. I'd be like, what the fuck? What did I do? I'm just the analytics guy.
Right. I'm just, what? I've been here for 20 years. You're going to fire me now? Yeah. Got to get the smell out of the carpet. I do have, before we go into anything else, let's do the power rankings that I put together. All right.
Love it.
And I'm curious
All
where
right.
you guys go. Now, I don't do power rankings normally. I don't rank 32 to 1. There are bins, categories, and that's where I put certain teams. Okay.
Categories?
So, a little bit. So my first category is the "it can't rain all the time" category. This is the teams that were last place or close to last place in their division, and they just need to make a little bit of a step, and I expect them to. And that's the Flyers. I have the Blackhawks, and I have the Penguins in there. 3 cellar dwellers that we'll see how they do, but it can't rain all the time, right? And then I have the
for them this year it can.
Well, yeah,
some of them might want it to be raining.
I think the Flyers are going to be a little bit better. I like the new coach, with Tocchet there. Blackhawks, I don't know. And the Penguins are, they're going to be garbage.
That's what I'm confused. Are you saying that it can't rain all the time, as in they're going to be like a tick better, or what is?
I think that it just because they've been bad for so long, like it's just another year. Like it really, I do think that Flyers and Blackhawks are going to be a little bit better. The Penguins, not so much. I just put them in the category because their fans have
That's
been.
where they fit.
It's feast or famine with that fan base, right? Like it's either you're winning cups with Mario and Yager and Crosby, or you're dead ass last. So
they're gonna go Mario, Yager, Crosby, McKenna.
Yep. And then there's the next bin is they can't be that bad again, can they? That's the Nashville Predators, the Boston Bruins, and the New York Rangers. All
Glad
3 teams missed the playoffs. What's that?
I'm glad we didn't make this category.
No, we didn't make this category. These are the 3 teams that totally underperformed last year. 3 playoff teams, especially in Boston and New York, perennial playoff teams, perennial contenders, regular season juggernauts that just fell off a cliff last year. In Nashville, we all talked about how they won the offseason last year, and they won like 12 games. So I do expect every team to be better. I don't necessarily. I think out of these 3, the only team I can see maybe making a playoff run would be the Rangers. I don't think that Nashville or Boston are good enough. Anybody want to fight me on that one or no? You guys good?
Yeah.
No. I think Nashville is still going to stink. They might be a little bit better, but I just their division's too difficult.
I agree.
It's still just hard to
Stamkos,
look
I'm
at
staring out the
Nashville.
window.
What's that, Tom?
If I'm Stamkos, I'm just shaking my head like, what the
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to look at Nashville and not say, come on. They got to be better than this, right? Like,
with Josie.
With that much talent, yes.
Josie, Saros, Stamkos, Marchessault, Forsberg. Like, how are you
They're
guys
loaded.
better?
They're loaded.
I mean, how much rope does that little fucking necklace edgelord GM get?
I think that Bruno will be gone before Barry Trotz. So, I mean, I don't know, but I think they're going to be bad. I think the Rangers are that team that, they could bounce back, even though they didn't do a whole lot. They still have a lot of good talent, although they're older, a little bit long in the tooth. So hopefully not.
Rangers are very top heavy.
Yeah.
They have a good top 6.
They have a good third line, though.
Good.
I like Cooley a lot.
Yeah,
think
that's
he's a
fair.
heck of
But
a
he might
player.
find his way in the top 6. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's true.
Their fourth line's garbage. Their bottom 4 defensemen are real fucking iffy.
Yeah.
Igor's good, I guess.
Yeah, when his defense is
Yeah.
competent. Yeah. I mean, the next category is the can you do it again? These are teams that made the playoffs last year, and can they? This is the first year in a long time for some of these teams. Can they keep it up? That's the St. Louis Blues, the Minnesota Wild, the Ottawa Senators, Montreal Canadiens. Anybody want to fight me on that one?
I think the Blues are going to be okay this year. Actually, I'm surprised you didn't have Washington in that category for some reason, but I think the Blues could actually have a decent season this year.
I think the Wild can too. I like
Ottawa.
Minnesota. And Ottawa and Montreal are going to have some teams breathing down their necks in the Eastern Conference. Well, they all are. So we'll see if they can do it again.
Yeah, I think those two, Ottawa and Montreal, have the worst chance because some of the other points are going to be coming from behind them too.
That's right.
So that's going to be the Wild. I think are pretty much okay. I don't know about the Blues because Tony, I always forget that there are a Blues. But yeah, Sens and Habs. That's going to be tough with some extra points floating around the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
What do you guys think that? I think that might be the best division in hockey. The Atlantic, Florida, Tampa, Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Montreal,
Ottawa.
Like Buffalo and Detroit, like they don't stand a fucking chance.
I think Buffalo's in the same category as the Devils in a way. Like it's time to win now, right?
No,
like
because
3 years ago we were like, oh, the Buffalo's an upcoming team, but now it's starting to get to that point where hey, it's time.
It's past that point with Buffalo. And then, now I had said that I was originally going to put the Devils in this next category, the shit or get off the pot category, but I didn't. I only have 3 teams in that category, and that's Buffalo, the Detroit Red Wings, and the Seattle Kraken. Time to do something. All right. You spent some money. You got some players. Now do something, especially Buffalo. Like I look at that lineup and I'm just like, I've said it before. I don't know how they are not good. That lineup is freaking stacked, and they have great players all around. And again, they just can't do it. So this is the year. Shit or get off the pot. Yeah, good point. Good point.
I'm happy to see the Kraken suck. I think the Kraken, that first year they started rolling. I think you got to suck for a while, man. I don't like seeing a team come right in the league and start winning. I know you guys don't. I think we don't mind that. I don't like it, man. You got to
talked about that. I thought you used to have to earn kind of your stripes.
San Jose, Ottawa, when they first came in the league.
Well, expansion draft
is off the pot for the Kraken, borderline, because they are still kind of new, and I mean, just improvement is all I would expect to see for a new franchise. But the other two, it's like literally you got to be comfortable.
The Kraken are the most average fucking team,
right,
in the league.
And again, they spent some money. They brought in Montour. They got some players. Now you made the playoffs. You beat the Stanley Cup champions that year in the first round, and then you fell off a cliff. Like, let's
That's a good point.
do something here.
Yeah.
And speaking of cliffs, the next category is beware the cliff, and this is the age.
You really had a lot of fun with this one, didn't you?
I do. I always have fun doing this. The beware the cliff category. This is the teams that are a little bit older, and although they have had success, we all know that age cliff comes fast, and that's Tampa Bay, Washington, and the Islanders. Those are 3. Beware the cliff.
Tampa will still be good. I think Tampa's going to have a bounce back season this year. I think
beware the cliff. I didn't say you're definitely going
Washington.
Over it.
I knew you were going to have on that list, though. Yeah, Washington. I kind of am not surprised at all about that.
I am done forecasting the demise of Tampa. I've learned that lesson every fucking season for the last 4 years. Okay. So yeah, they'll probably still be okay for another year. So Washington, I hope, hits that cliff like super hard and just drops down to the basement. Higher them. And the Islanders, again, it's almost like the Blues to me. I'm like, oh yeah, they're there. The Islanders, right? They'll probably give up.
I'm counting this all up. I'm like, I only have 31. What am I missing? Oh, it was the fucking Islanders. I missed the Islanders.
Forget about them too sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Bob. Like fucking Tampa, man. They got it's gonna happen one day. I just don't think it's gonna be this year.
Yeah.
The problem with Tampa, the thing with Tampa is, and I lived there for 20 years. Never was a fan of the team, but it is a destination that people want to play. Maybe the Hurricanes are going to change that. Literally, the Hurricanes, not the team. but it is a place that people want to come to. People will take less money to go there. It's especially
that.
obviously the last 10 years, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the way it is there.
If somebody could pay me to be an Uncle Pucker in South Beach, sign me up.
I'd rather do it in Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa, South
Yeah.
Beach.
I mean, if I have to go to Florida, I'd go to Tampa.
Take that side.
So
Yeah,
Devil Heaven, just real quick, just a beautiful fall day in upstate New York. I just want to say my son and his friends left at 4:00 this morning to go up to upstate New York to go hiking. And he was sending me pictures all day. Holy crap, it is gorgeous up there. So friggin' nice. That's all. Just wanted to say that. What were you going to say, Tim? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, it is spectacular. So what a day to sit inside and talk to you guys for an hour. Yeah, there I am. There I go, frozen again. Yeah, the Capitals. I'm kind of waffling on them. I think they're going to fall off a little bit. It's just how much they're going to fall off, I guess, is a question. Like Protas shot like 20 something % last year. Ovi was ridiculous. Is he going to fall off a cliff? But they're kind of bringing in some reinforcements. There's another Protas, and this Cristal kid's really good, and can McMichael take a step? So I don't know what to really kind of make of them, and whether all of last season was just they were just incredibly lucky, and if they can kind of keep that up.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's why I put them there, because I these are three teams too that I really, like you said, I don't know what to expect.
They're definitely falling back, even if it's not a tremendous fall. They just have to.
Right.
It's the way things should go.
I wish when Tim froze, we can do that whole John Madden or that Bill Cosby with the pens and draw things around his mouth.
Picture
and
faces.
Stuff like that. Yeah, it would be a lot more fun.
All right. The next category has the most teams in it. This is my fuck around and find out category. These are non-playoff teams from last year that teams might go in thinking, no, this is a non-playoff team, an easy win, and it's not going to be. That's Columbus, the San Jose Sharks, the Utah Mammoth, the Vancouver Canucks, the Calgary Flames, and the Anaheim Ducks. Those are I have 6 teams there that I think are all going to be better. Now, teams like Anaheim, San Jose were in the bottom of the barrel, so they can kind of only get better. But I do think they are going to be considerable improvements. I think there are a couple of teams in this year that will be fighting for a playoff spot next year. I think Utah and Vancouver and Anaheim and Columbus can all make some noise later on in the year and be in the mix. So that's my fuck around and find out category.
I disagree about Columbus. The rest I can see. I think Columbus is going to take a step back. I think they overachieved at the end of the year last year, second half of the season probably. So I definitely think they take a step back. I think that was a lot of emotion and a lot of just, that whole thing that we all know happened, which still is depressing when you think about Goudreau. The rest of it I can see. Utah, I mean, yeah, I could see that, but I think Columbus out of all those 4 is the team that I think is actually going to go the opposite way.
What I like about this category is the name is so spot on, because even if none of them got any better, if they just perform like they did last year, it's still a fuck around and find out, because these teams, like on any given night, like that Sharks team, they can run and go with you. The Ducks too. Vancouver is still like, you were just great like 2 years ago. What's going on? So even if they stayed the same, they're not the teams that you want to look at your calendar and go, yeah, that's a win, because at least as far as us playing them, it proves to be untrue.
Right.
Chris, who do you think takes the biggest step back this year from last year out of all the teams? Like the one team that really was the fluke.
Let's finish this, and then we'll talk about that. I like that question, though. But first, let's finish this, and then the next category. Unless Tim, you have anything for the?
No, I think Utah is the team to watch. That group, I think Utah is the team to watch. I really like the pieces that they have, the players that they have.
Solid team.
They're going to be fun to watch. They might be they're probably going to be the West Coast team that I watch the most. Them in San Jose.
Same here.
I just want to piggyback on what Tony said, speaking of Columbus, because it was just about a year ago or whatever when the brothers got killed. And I just saw a special on the NHL Network that I haven't seen on Johnny Gaudreau before. I mean, what a good dude. It doesn't, not like that weighs into it, but he really was like an all around good dude. Just seemed like one of those guys who was just always there for other people. It's just really tragic that the hockey world did lose him, because, he was one of a kind. So
yeah.
a little bit for him.
Next category is the in a perfect world category. And that is if the stars align, if health is on their side, if they get some bounces, they can win a Stanley Cup. That's the New Jersey Devils, Carolina Hurricanes, the Colorado Avalanche, and the Los Angeles Kings.
So you're doing this on the basis that they're not like the top four. They're kind of like, hey,
They're
yeah,
not
okay.
they're not the true cup contenders,
Yeah.
which we'll get to next. And these are the one step below the true cup contenders. These are, like I said, they can do it, but they need a little bit of help, and they need to have everything go right.
Can't argue with it.
Anyone?
Hang on, let Tony answer this question.
Can I'll wait. I mean, I've got a couple things I want to say.
Answer his question.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
first of all, Todd Latore is badass, man. I mean, I've seen both versions.
Are you talking about Queens
Todd's
right
Florida
now?
guy.
Yeah, Devil Seven was just saying he got
There's a
home from
comment in
Queens.
here I have to answer. First of all, it's a Diary of a Madman shirt, but it's
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I have to say, man, Latore's awesome and fucking pulls it off. Great, dude. I saw that question. I want to answer, but I didn't want to interrupt Chris.
No problem.
Tim's kind of slid me in there, but yeah, Todd Latore's great. And anybody who is a Queensryche fan, definitely. I had a buddy from Chicago the other day saying, "Oh, I can't believe they have a different singer. They're playing in Chicago." I said, "Dude, go see him. You will not be disappointed. Latore is the man."
Okay.
All right.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, Chris, the only team in that group that I could see maybe having some issues, and it's primarily because of some questionable free agent signings, is LA. But they, Kopitar isn't getting any younger. That's another issue. But and Kemper, I think, is gonna kind of come back down to earth. He had an incredible season. But Byfield takes a step. I still have a soft spot for Alex Turcotte. So I don't know. Otherwise, yeah, I'm with you on that group.
All right, next is the true cup contenders. That's the Winnipeg Jets, the Dallas Stars, the Vegas Golden Knights, the Edmonton Oilers, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Those are the true cup contenders,
and the Panthers,
in my opinion. No, the Panthers are in their own category.
Okay,
They're the
That
winners.
is to be the best, you got to beat the best. These guys are just in a different level. That's Florida. They're alone. The best team, period. I can't even put any of the other 31 teams in their radius right now. They're not even on the same block. So the true cup contenders, the Jets, the Stars, the Knights, the Oilers, the Leafs, in my opinion.
I'm going to have to deviate from this a little bit now that you've put it down to like the final. I mean, I know why the bookends there, the Jets and the Leafs would be in this category. But I think you can also make an argument that they're if everything goes right category, because we've seen the Jets absolutely not be able to perform in a playoff, specifically like the number one goaltender in the world. And then the Leafs too. Yeah, they're a great point team. And on paper, they look like everything, but they did lose a big player this year. And you just kind of keep saying at some point they got to win it, right? But maybe they don't. So I don't know. I think it's kind of like a gray dotted line to those two categories.
I won't bite you too much on that because I see exactly where you're coming from. Because, yeah, I mean, I think the Jets are a really good team. And I think that if Hellebuyck plays playoff season like he plays a regular season, they're a cup contender. You're right about Toronto, but I look at Toronto. They took Florida to a Game 7. The only team to even get close last year. I know they lost Marner, but that's a really good team right there. So I think that Craig Berube will plug some guys in to make up for what Marner lost. And maybe it's an addition by subtraction thing. We don't know. I mean, when I see Nylander and Matthews and him arguing on the bench and throwing gloves and everything, like, to me, that's a little bit of chaos. I get that Marner's a hell of a player, but maybe Matthews and Nylander and a few of these other guys take it to a different level. So I would be more willing to put the Jets over Toronto into that perfect world category. So
can I add a team to that list, or is it capped off at that? Again, not a fan of the team, but it's just Vasilevsky's a question, right? If Vasilevsky has a fucking stellar season, I think Tampa could fit in that bracket. Kucherov, I mean, I always say it, and again, I mean, I always felt like they were a Ranger destination. I always felt like Rangers would go to Tampa eventually. Sure. It's usually what would happen. But with that goaltender there, if he really turns it on, I think they can It could be a motherfucker.
I
Much,
get
you know?
that with the goaltending because he's still one of the best and he can turn it on and do that.
Wow.
But that's where I'm going to concede that, like I said, I'm not ready to ever predict the demise of Tampa, but I'm ready to predict the fact that I don't think they've got the wheels to get it done in 16 in the playoffs now. Like 16 more wins. That's just what I feel. I mean,
I
but
agree.
yeah, if he gets that goal gets
You
hot,
could be right. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
that's
another
where they-
really they're another really top heavy team. You know, that top line, Kucherov, Point, Gensel, you know, but like Hedman's not getting any younger, Vasilevsky's not getting any younger, McDonough's not getting any younger. You know, Hagel is nasty. We've talked about him a lot. Who'd they retain? Yanni Gord.
But they'll
Did he
add
stay?
pieces, Tim. The Lightning
Is
will
he good?
add pieces if needed. That's one
Yeah,
thing they
probably.
will do. No.
Yeah, I mean the Lightning after their cups, I mean they've been trying to kind of reload and they, you know, I don't see a world like I feel like it's very hard to, especially in hockey, just kind of reload and keep going. Sometimes you have to just cut bait and rebuild, and I think that Tampa is maybe a year or so away from that. Like if they make the playoffs and lose in the first round again, or they don't make the playoffs, probably it won't happen. But like you said, the Atlantic is brutal. You're going to have a lot of other teams there that are taking points. So then I
and
think
they're one
maybe
of the few teams that actually has a solid advantage in coaching too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think John Cooper's.
I mean,
Oh,
so
that's
you really
awesome.
can't count them out, you know, but it just
And they
seems
love
like
them. They love their coach in
They
that.
should.
Team, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I would too. I wish he. I mean, he's an amazing coach. I think the best coach in the NHL,
Yep.
right after Sheldon Keefe. I like Sheldon Keefe though. So, so those are my power rankings going in. So,
very good.
you know,
Yeah.
they go-
That was good. I pretty much agree with everything you said.
so
Good job.
we want to
That
do
you did this weekend.
what's that? Yeah, I did that this morning. Actually, had it nice. Nobody was home. My daughter's up in
Looking
college. My son went hiking
Nice.
upstate New York. So my wife and I been hanging out all day. It's been nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to making fun of you when the Devils win the cup next year and you didn't put them up on that tier.
Well, they win the
Hey,
cup
we'll
next
take
year.
it, right?
They're going
I
to be
know.
in a different tier, and I'll take it. You can talk as much shit about me as you want if we win a cup. You know,
And
it's
rat
all about
rules.
the fourth cup. I don't know if they're going to do it, but
I'll be like,
I
Chris
mean-
said you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I just want to see Jack Hughes healthy. Like I just want to see the Devils go into the playoffs with a healthy lineup, and then we can really kind of see what we have, right? Because we haven't been able to.
Yeah.
Let's really be able to judge if this team is good enough to go far in the playoffs. We have no idea.
Yeah,
Staying
I mean, I'll
healthy-
say one thing on that. If you do take the effort provided by the team last spring and put it with the healthy team, if they could materialize that same effort, we're talking about a whole different playoff.
I agree.
Whole different playoff because that was not the problem for the pieces they had plugged in just to fill the team.
Yeah,
and the effort was incredible.
I mean, they totally they impressed me so much in that first round. I mean, granted, losing in 5 sucks, but when you're looking at this Devil team and there's like, you know, 3/4 of it was not on this team or playing a lot in the beginning of the year, and it's a whole new team, and they played their hearts out, played their asses off. So yeah, just go in healthy, show us all what we have. I mean, maybe they are good enough. If, like you said, if they can turn it up to that next notch like they did, but actually have a full roster, a full healthy roster, I don't know. It's gonna be fun.
Right.
What do you guys
And
want to do now? Want to do a Devil you know, or you want to do the draft? I want to hear the draft. What did you guys do, Bobby?
All right. So again, just me and my kid, we just went out to a restaurant for lunch and we just like to talk sports and all. So the first thing we did is we took just the current team and we just drafted 6 players, 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and a goalie. We just went back and forth. It wasn't snake or anything because there was only 2 of us. And my son got to pick first. So his first was a center. He went with Nico Hischier. So naturally, I had to counter with Jack Hughes. Then he took the goaltender off the board in Markstrom, which meant naturally I don't need to now pick a goaltender because I know I'm getting Allen last. So I went with Brett. He finally picks a forward. He goes with Meyer. And now I'm worried more about defense. So I go with Siegenthaler, to which he counters with Pesci. I counter with a hard nose in Nason. He fills out his offensive defensive group with Hamilton. So I took Luke Hughes. And then his last forward is Mercer, and I take Allen. So he's got Heischer with Mercer and Meyer on his wings, Pesci and Hamilton on D, and Markstrom in net. I've got Jack centering Bratt and Nason with Luke and Siegenthaler on defense, and Allen as my goaltender. Who wins?
Who wants to go first?
Your son's gonna kick the shit out of you.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind
I
of
know.
leaning
I'm kind of kidding. That's actually.
I'm kind of leaning towards Bobby's team,
Yeah, Bobby too.
only because Mercer kind of screws me up on that.
Kind of interesting that he went Siegenthaler as the first defenseman off the board.
Oh.
I did that just specifically because, again, I was looking at kind of, the razzle dazzle of my two top forwards there, and I just wanted something steady back there on D. Wasn't so much worried about the offense because I knew he was going to take one of Hamilton or Luke, and I was just going to get the other. And again, I didn't have to worry about my goaltending pick, so it just seemed to naturally fit.
Would have been a hilarious move if he took both goalies.
Right? Like, you win.
Markstrom's
No, we
playing
had
up
rules.
now.
Could not do that. So we went further now, right? And this all
Okay.
happened in a few minutes. So now we were going to do an all-time team. Now, at first, when we did this, we did two more. The all-time team, we didn't say you couldn't take from the first list because it was an all-time team, but then we did a second tier of all-time teams, and we couldn't take anybody we used before, just to get more players.
Oh, that's fun.
On the all-time team, I got to go first just because he went first the first time. So I'm starting with the goaltender on out, and I take Brodeur as my first pick, and he countered with a very clutch forward in Patrick Elias. Since
Now this is his team. Okay.
I go Stevens for my first defenseman. He counters with Niedermeyer. Here's where I take Heischer to be my center, and he took Travis Zajac.
Interesting.
So now I've got the opportunity to pluck Jack Hughes, which I do because we've seen when Heischer and Hughes go out together when they're needing a goal. It's like, screw it, put him on the wing, to which he took Danico. I wanted some clutch goal scoring, some MVP playoff type shit. So I went with Claude Lemieux.
Okay.
He picked up Jason Arnott. And then I wound up my defense with Rafalski, and he picked Schneider for his goaltender. And again, it's best statistical year that they've had. So again, my lineup is Heischer, Hughes, and Lemieux with Stevens and Rafalski on D and Brodeur and net. His is Zajac, Arnott, and Elias with Niedermeyer and Danico on D with Schneider in the back.
Nobody took Zach Parisi, huh?
I know.
He is a traitor.
Yeah, I know, but we're just a silly little exercise.
Bobby's experience wins
man.
that, I think. I gotta say, Bobby. I mean, you're obviously old like us, and I gotta go with your picks on that one.
He would have taken Brodeur first if he had first pick. I know that, but
Brodeur
yeah,
wins it. I mean, that's the
Yeah, but
Brodeur Stevens combo is pretty cool.
I mean, Lemieux, Nico, and Jack. That line, I would love to have seen that line.
That
in
sounds
their
like
prime,
a perfect line.
And then you have Zajac with the Elias and Arnott. Like, that's good, but
Well,
I don't
he
think
was thinking
that's-
was he brought thirds of the A line there, so that they won a
Right.
cup. So that's a great two players to have together. It can never go wrong with Dano and Nieder together, So he filled it out as best he could there to make a respectable. I think I mow over him in this particular.
Schneider. I mean, we did Schneider so dirty with some of the fucking teams we put out in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before the
Yeah,
injury,
told you.
man, Schneider was cool.
I personally still think Niedermeyer's the best player that's ever played for the Devils.
And Niedermeyer and Danico, that was the tandem for most of the time, right? Like, I remember they played together.
They did it a lot.
Yeah. You think Scott Niedermeyer is the best Devil ever?
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a really cool thing. Like, we've had quite a few, but I mean, me, it's Brodeur, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to ever fight anybody
best
who
skater
says-
ever.
Oh, okay. So you're okay. So best.
Yeah,
skater.
I mean, Brodeur's
So we can
in
all
the
agree, Brodeur's
conversation
the greatest Devil
as
ever, but
when you're in the conversation as the best to ever play your position, like that kind of
Right.
trumps everything.
So, all right. So Niedermeyer is your favorite. Who do you guys have for favorite Devils? Like best Devils. Who do you like the best? Not Brodeur. I like the Niedermeyer one.
My favorite Devils, does it have to be the best or just my favorite Devil? Because obviously Brodeur, we'll put him on.
Well,
that.
do one of each. What do you think's the best, and then what's your favorite? Because I know your favorite is called Lemieux.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of
You
my
know,
favorite. I gotta think of the Eliash maybe.
I mean, I know that the story hasn't been fully written.
Stevens.
Stevens is
I
there.
think Stevens changed the organization. Like
Oh yeah, he
he
did,
bringing
no
him there
doubt.
just changed everything.
And I mean, it's actually a lot like what happened with Florida when they got Matthew Kachuk is like what happened here when we got Stevens.
Mhm.
Like the whole culture in that dressing room completely changed, and it was you you were now.
All right.
I'll continue this, and also with Stevens, that was Lou. Lou, they could have got Curtis Joseph. Lou's like, no.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I forget
that's
how
right.
that story kind of goes, but it was a draft compensation for
Yeah,
or it was
for
compensation
Stevens.
for Shanahan, right?
Yes.
And they could have got
And
Joseph was part of the deal that they were trying to flip over, and Lou was not satisfied with that.
Lou's like, I want that guy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Went to
While
arbitration.
Chris is booting back on, I'll answer this guy really.
Oh, your
Hey,
heart movie.
Devil's Heaven, definitely Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my original favorite, man. That was like, and obviously in Rat too, when Piercy's sober, it's killer, man. And DeMartini's the man too. But definitely Texas Chainsaw Massacre on the movie thing. I think Chris is still gone, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, Bobby, who's your favorite non-Brodor?
Favorite non-Brodor is Eliash. I just think this guy just deserves so much more. I'm not saying he's the most skilled because you bring up a really good argument. If I'm talking pure skill, like is that not Niedermeyer? I mean, time may prove that it's going to be like a Jack Hughes or something, but as of right now, I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen somebody who can skate like him. And can you imagine? I mean, that was our version of kind of an offensive defenseman in that time period. Can you imagine if he was ever truly let loose, like in today's game,
Yeah,
what
I
he
mean,
could
that's
do?
like he'd be 80, 90,
Incredible.
maybe even 80, 90 points. Like he was
Yeah.
unbelievable. And it was just
Yeah.
effortless. Like guys would say, like, he doesn't even fucking sweat. Like he's 27 minutes, 30 minutes a night and just doesn't sweat. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, who do you think hurt? Who was the devil that hurt the most when he left? Like, who was the one that, like, I think Scott was, I think, go back, piggybacking off of you, Tim, to me, that was one of the hardest guys seeing leave the team, who to you
What,
guys?
Stevens?
No, Scott Niedermeyer. That was, to me, that was
Yeah.
the most painful one to see go. I understood it. I got the whole brother thing, but that to me was one of the more painful ones. I hated seeing Claude go too, but I'm talking when Scott left, that was pretty tough.
Yeah, I agree because he was a UFA, so
Yeah.
he just kind of left. Like other stuff like Arnott, was traded for Neuendijk and Langenbrunner, right?
And that worked out. So it's very
Yeah,
easy to look
and
that
that
one
worked
out.
out, and everything else like Parise that sucked too, but I think Niedermeyer leaving as a UFA was.
I think
the hardest one.
Parise sucked because I think we all really, I believed, at least I foolishly believed, there was no way he was leaving. I thought he was a devil. That was the first, I'll tell you, that was the first Devils jersey I got rid of. I had
Yeah.
won it
Really?
in Seaside, actually, out of one of those machines. I never won shit out of those machines
Did you
usually
really?
either. And yeah, the original's the best, Devils Heaven. And when he left, it really hurt. I was offended by it. And I understand, like, I heard the story, of course I feel a little bit of like a dick. I heard about the dad and stuff like that. But that one was bitter because I think we didn't know till the last moment. That was like last moment shit where like up to that report that day when they're like, he's leaving.
Yeah.
That was pretty devastating to me because I really was a Parisi fan. And that was the first Devils jersey I've ever gotten rid of. Again, like I was pissed. Gomez, I was pissed when he left. Whenever they go to the Rangers, I was pissed.
Yeah.
But Zach, that one hurt for some reason.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you on that. It hurt more than Niedermeyer for me because we had such success up until then. It was okay. What happened is we wound up being just in a tremendous dry spell for a while. So you got Zach coming along. He's moving the franchise along. We bring in a guy like Covey, something the Devils would never do. We come within a game of winning the Stanley Cup. It just didn't feel like the time to exit. Niedermeyer gave us everything. He gave us 3 cups. He went to play with his brother. It hurt, but it didn't make me mad. Like this one made me mad. I actually did not like Parisi for a very long time for that. That it got me bothered with this whole, like, I want to go play home or I want to go play whatever and not have the allegiance to where you just were. I'm well past that now. I'm beyond it now. But yeah, I would say for me, that's the one that kind of hurt, or at least pissed me off. They all hurt.
I
It hurt
saw
losing Niedermeyer.
I saw someone compare if the Hughes brothers leave in 5 years to Parise, like if Luke does sign the deal, and like I think you made a really good point. It's like if they leave in 5 years, it's because we haven't gotten anywhere. Like with Parise, we were at like we were at
there,
the tip of the mountain. We were right fucking there.
Right.
And then he
Give it
left.
another
That
kick,
kind of
Yeah.
started our spiral downhill, and then Kovalchuk left.
That was Koval fucked. I call that. He was that dude. He really, really, really. I hated him too. Eventually, like because he was. I loved him.
Though.
I loved him as a player at one time, man. I mean, that shot he had. I just felt like we had that player. We had, to me, he could have been like those guys that we had the back in the day who changed everything for the Devils. And when he bailed, I was like, I've never liked Kovalchuk ever since. I just player.
That's a very hateable reason. Yeah.
Imagine prime Kovalchuk playing with Jack on Jack's wing.
Because Kovalchuk was so fun to watch. Like
so fun.
I felt like that was a player we really didn't always have. Like it just felt like
we never had a guy.
We didn't have anything like that.
He was
never had a guy like that.
And he was so psyched when we got him.
Unloyal as shit, though. I mean, that's man. The contract was ridiculous.
Too. He was a big fucking boy, also.
Yeah, and he had spirit. He had that grit too. He had what I wish we had on our team now. Sometimes he was a dude.
He was an amazing player.
Wow.
I heard you guys before my computer crashed. You guys were talking about the Stevens coming to Jersey, right? And you guys were talking about the arbitration. And I heard you saying Curtis Joseph was.
Cujo.
You know who was another player that the Devils would have gotten? We would have had Scott Stevens or Curtis Joseph and Rob Brindamore.
Yep.
Think about that. Like I mean,
how smart was Lou though?
I know, but it's kind of fun to think about. Like, could you imagine if Stevens never came and it was Rod and Cujo? Like, what would have happened there? That could have been fun too.
Yeah,
I think. With Stevens, man, like as you guys know, like he was someone we always talk about, like, oh, we got to play the Florida Panthers this week. Is he going to knock our players off the ice? Stevens was just, you knew you were at those Philadelphia playoff series, man, back in the day. Like he was just drilling people, and it was, you could see the fear in people would just get caught, right? Like he was just, I don't know. To me, I just love Scott's that one where he leans over the bench and he's like, "You're next.
You're next.
You're next."
Detroit against
Detroit. Yeah. That's the money shot. That's
great. I mean, Korea, Lindros. Who's the Russian kid on Detroit that he fucking massacred?
Oh, was it Kozlov?
Kozlov. Yeah. Like he ended careers. Like people don't fear cutting across the middle anymore in the NHL. Like there's really nobody like him, like that has the kind of level of skill that he had and could hit like he did. Like. Trouba can hit like he did, but he's also fucking throwing elbows.
Yeah. There's. I mean, Stevens was clean.
Yeah, I remember. I got to meet Scott Stevens back when he played a couple times during the 96-97 season, and you would see this dude come off the bus. I mean, he looked like a teacher, a college professor. He'd have a suit on, glasses. Yeah. I mean. Scott too. Like we're talking about, number 27 over there. He was the same way. You wouldn't even Scott didn't even look like he played hockey when you see him come off the bus. Yeah. But I just remember seeing Stevens, and he just seemed so different than what you saw on the ice. But what a character. What a presence on that ice. He changed the whole game.
And how tough was Paul Kariya? The smallest dude on that Duck team
took to win that game
and came back and scored the winning goal.
Yeah. He says he doesn't even remember it because he was so fucked up.
It's crazy. I was watching. If you guys checked out the Dallas Cowboy miniseries now that's on Netflix,
I refuse.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's fucking fantastic.
I haven't seen it yet.
They're talking. Troy Aikman. Because he had all the concussions and everything. I believe it was the NFC Championship, one of the NFC Championship games against San Fran, and he had taken a hit in the second quarter. He didn't remember the game at all, and he played really well. He said, like a couple of days later, he sat down and he actually watched the game. He said it was like an out-of-body experience, watching yourself do something for an hour that you have no memory whatsoever
Sleep
of
paralysis.
Doing. Yeah, like that's a little bit crazy, but it's a really good documentary. A lot of fun, and you just see like those Cowboy teams when we were younger, in the early '90s that were winning Super Bowls. man, I hated them back then, but now you
Oh.
watch it, you look back, it's like, wow, that was just a hell of a team, man.
Yeah,
They were
the three-headed
amazing.
monster that Aikman. Yeah.
Irving
Emmett
and
was-
Smith, yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Emmett Smith was an animal. But anyway, we could talk a little bit of football tomorrow at 10 a.m. If anybody's interested, we will be doing our football whatever show. And also, guys, real quick, on Blue Sky and X, if you haven't set up yourself for a survival football pool, we have the Uncle Pucker Survival. Get it started. You got till Thursday to do it. We don't have a ton of people, but should be fun. And the winner gets Tony. He's going to send you a video of himself dancing around in a G-string to Ozzy. That should be awesome.
yeah, I'm not gonna. I tell you, man, I'm loving the chat room. All these Texas Chainsaw Massacre talk,
Yeah.
rat. It's a,
These are your kind of people.
Yeah.
the posse's coming.
Tim, you have a devil you know?
I do.
All right, we're gonna
again.
wrap it
I
up
will
with-
caveat. Yeah, go ahead. Run the.
All right, well, just the quick rules. Tonight, Tim will be the clue giver. He's going to give us clues to a former New Jersey Devil player. Tony, Bobby, and myself get to answer. We can ask Tim any question we want. He can or cannot answer. It's completely up to him. We can just yell out guesses. We get 3 incorrect before we are eliminated. That is basically it. So let's do this.
Shall we play a game?
Buckle up, boys and girls. It is time for the Devil You Know on the Uncle Pucker New Jersey Devil Podcast.
Every time.
It's all
It's
you.
not
heard
AI.
me, dude.
It's not AI either, man. It's the real deal.
It
That's
just
a
occurred to
real
me.
goal.
There's nothing from keeping me from splicing that until the end of all our videos.
That's a good point.
I could
And
very
I-
easily do that.
I think you
Be our
should.
catchprise.
I agree.
Our female listeners leave.
I would also, as far as
Yeah,
female listeners, like
now we're 90% male.
now, like, we have no idea if any women actually listen to the show. But if you are a woman that listens to the show, please let us know. Like, I'm so curious to see if we have any female fan base at all. But yeah, just reach out to us on X, Blue Sky, unclepuckers@gmail.com. You can always reach us. But now, time for W Know. Tim.
Yeah, and if
So
you are
you, buddy.
female, you're definitely going to want to win the Survivor pool and get that.
Oh
prize.
yeah, Tony in a G-string, dancing to
man.
Close My Eyes
Replace
Forever.
the old photo. That's good.
He's
Close
going to
My
play the
Eyes
lead of
Forever.
Florida.
All right. As I always caveat with these, I don't know if you before I got here had done this guy before, but
Okay.
this former devil,
What's his name?
honestly, I took a quote from Wikipedia and I almost wrote his name down because I was going to say that.
Oh,
And then I was
no.
like,
I've always
no.
worried about doing that, Tim. So I'm glad you did it
I am
first. I've always thought that.
I can't believe I did that still. All right. This former devil had 2 stints with the Devils across 3 seasons. He is a 6-time All-Star, won the 2002-2003 Lady Bing Award.
Slow down.
Jesus Christ, I can't even write it down. 2000. What Lady Bing did he win?
The 2002-2003 Lady Bing. He won a gold medal in 1988 at the Olympics. And he was a 5th-round draft pick in that same year, 1988. He was the first Russian to be named a captain in the NHL. He is the second Russian to hit 1,000 career points.
It's gone so fast. One second, I can't write this down.
Over his career, he played 990 games with 473 goals and 559 assists for a total of 1,032 points.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How many teams did he play for?
Oh, you know what? I didn't actually do that. I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
3, I think.
3? All right.
Yeah, Buffalo, the Devils, and Toronto, and then the
House McGillney?
Yes.
Hey, it's McGillney.
I should have guessed that right away. That's the first thing I thought of. Too, damn it.
At first, I was
Right.
like, but I don't remember him having the
Seemed too
2
easy.
stints.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
he
he came
came
back for like
Yep.
12, like 30 games or
Yep.
something like that.
Okay.
That's the first thing I
that's
thought
like-
of, man.
Yeah.
So Lou Lamoriello said, I don't know if there's a better pure goal scorer than McGillney. That was the quote.
But Tim, you read it so fast. That was like speed reading, right? That like Micro Machine or something. Man.
I love McGillney. I was so happy when we got him.
Yeah, then he only played 58 regular season games with us. Did you know that? He was
No,
a trade deadline acquisition in 2000.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then he played one full season, then went to Toronto, and then came back for like 40 games. I think he hung him up because of back issues.
Okay. But he got
the other clue I think that was going to be a giveaway was he led the NHL in goals in 92, 93, tied with Timo Solani.
Yeah.
Was it 76 goals?
76, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a 6-time All-Star, Lady Byng, the gold medalist. What else did I have? Oh, yeah, his long overdue induction into the Hall of Fame this year.
That's right. He is. Yeah, he's going this year.
That was perfect acquisition at the perfect time for that 2000 run. That's exactly what we needed.
Very Neil Broughton-esque.
Yeah,
it was a lot like that. Just that guy coming in late. That just was the icing on the cake. Just
not only could he still score, but even if he couldn't, and he couldn't to the degree that he did before, that name on that jersey drew a lot of attention.
Sure did.
Anybody who's put up 76 goals at one point is going to be looked at.
He wasn't a big dude too, if you remember. He was like, he kind of looked thin, like he just had.
He was on our third line, right? He wasn't even in the top six when he
Gomez
played in 2000. Right? Yeah, I think he was. The third line with Gomer. I believe.
I can't believe that was our third
no.
line.
It must have been the second line.
I think that was the second line because we had Madden and Holy. Madden Pando the fourth line.
No, that was the third line.
Because we had like Peluso and those guys.
McKay was still on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's curious. I don't remember all the lineup matches. Hell, I don't remember half of the lineups from the game if I watch it that day. So, but that was a good one. So I get to do the W next. I can't wait. That's going to be fun. Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight before we wrap it up?
No, I was, it's that blog I wrote about lines, but we can do that another time. It's already
let's get to that later because that was good because it's a deep way to look at. I mean, we're pretty much have what we have. So now it's determining who's going to actually play. So
I have
a question. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, I read Tim's article. If anybody is interested all about the jersey, check out Tim's article. He wrote an awesome article about just certain line combinations, why he thinks they would work, why they wouldn't, what pros and cons to each of them. It was extremely interesting. He is by far the best writer on all about the jersey or basically anywhere else you're ever going to read anything about the Devils.
Stop. Don't keep going.
No, check out Tim's stuff.
Tim's writing style for us transcends to that too, albeit a few less bad words, but your style and the way that you kind of come across and discuss hockey comes through on that side too. And I think it's really important because he's got a really interesting, fun style to read. Yes. It does stand out compared to some of the other stuff that's out there, whether you like it or not. Tim's is really good, so give it a read.
I appreciate that. It's fun. I enjoy it. I've always enjoyed writing, and the season's coming up, so I'm going to be doing some game previews and recaps. Those might be a little bit drier than some stuff, but I will do my best to insert as many Kevin Smith movie quotes as I possibly can into.
Well, you're going to do the recaps on all about Jersey, or still do it for the Uncle Puckers like you did, or are you going to do two? One,
I will probably do a clean, dry version for all about the Jersey. Take that and expand on it with some dirtiness for our guys.
Our degenerate
you could even do like weekly wrap ups too, man. So you don't have to worry about getting every game.
That's
we don't want to bog you down when you're doing so much more behind the scenes for the podcast.
Well, I'm trying to parlay this into the Tom Fitzgerald.
We need a dick in his hand right now. Come on.
Tony, you had a question, Tony?
I need a new fucking computer, man.
So do I, dude.
No, I was just I had like two things I wanted to say. First of all, I wanted to say, or ask a question is, I see people talking about these jerseys and stuff like that, which the Utica one is awesome. I do have that third one. Is there going to be a different jersey this year? Is going to be an alternative jersey this year, or is it going to? I know the jersey one's done, right?
It was supposed to be
in rotation.
It was supposed to be. It's still in rotation. It's coming back.
I don't think we have a third jersey, like a new one. I think it is the jersey. So hopefully next year they come up with something good.
They need a better black. Like the players love wearing black. They do. They just, they all to a man say like it just makes you feel cooler. I really would love to see kind of an inverse of that Stadium Series. Black with just the red logo with no circle, like that would be fucking money.
That's it. That's exactly what I was just going to say. If they had a black one with the Stadium Series without the outline, the NJ, and then do a shoulder patch of just the outline of New Jersey, the state, I think
Love
would
that,
be
yeah.
awesome on the
I'd buy
shoulder
another
patches.
one. Yeah, buy another
Yeah.
jersey.
And then just make it look cool. I mean, fuck this. Oh, we have to have 26 stripes for all the counties in New Jersey. No, fuck that. Just make a really cool jersey. And I loved the Stadium Series jersey. I wish that was actually their regular home jerseys,
awesome,
because the whole uniforms just looked great. I mean,
Chris
I
got
thought
us
it was
all
awesome.
one of those. Chris got us all one of those.
Yeah.
You know what I hate? Not to be a douche, but I hate the fucking hat. I hate that shit. Like, I just think it's so stupid. It makes people just laugh at our team when I see people at the games when I flew to Jersey. They have the hat or the shirt. So stupid.
Well, yeah, there's a bumper sticker that says car. They have a bumper
fuck
sticker.
outta
That
here.
I think it fits in with the whole
You're
FP
never gonna
mentality.
believe. You're never gonna
great.
believe what I have on my car.
Do you have a car
Yeah.
sticker?
A hat?
You do?
Yeah. I have a car sticker.
Yeah. They have it.
I mean,
Look, I
think
kind of,
that
Tony, I kind of with you. Now I can't get it off my car, but at the time I was like, at the time I was like, oh, this is cool, so fun, yay! Look at us, we're clever. And now I'm like, oh,
because everybody in Maryland gets it.
Well, that's
Yeah,
it.
we're just
Like,
like, yeah, we know
there's going to be those few people. Like you have the inside joke. Like, you get it, no one else does.
yes, yeah.
So I get it, but I'm with you. At least if it would have said New Jersey, I could have lived with it better. And it's just Jersey. It annoyed me. We talked about this. Nobody says that. Like, we're from New Jersey.
And I agree with you about, like, we don't need like 26 stripes for the counties and all these stupid fucking like callbacks and shit. It's just like, give me a simple,
It's
clean,
an overreach by the marketing department to say, God damn it, we're Jersey's only professional team, and we split so many fans with New York and Philly. We need everybody to know New Jersey team all the way down to the south. It's not. It is not. You go south of Ocean County, it's all going the Flyers' way. You go north of Monmouth County, it's the Islanders and the Rangers for the most part. Like, it's just, I know what they're trying to do, but it's an overreach by doing the Jersey thing. We're Jersey. We all want that. It's just never going to happen. It's too much
Bon Jovi jersey next. We'll have to wear the devil skating off Bon Jovi.
We have a Bon Jovi rest area
slippery
now.
when wets. I mean,
you know what the jerseys I
Slippery
liked,
on
and I
ice.
feel like I may be out on an island on this one, is the reverse retro 2.0s, the sort of Colorado.
I love those. Tony called the Tony.
Burger
What
King
do you call them? The Burger King jerseys.
I hate them.
Yeah, Tony would call them the Burger King jerseys, and I thought I liked them.
I really love those.
Heritage.
Does anyone have one of those? I don't have one of those.
No, I have the jersey. I got the Mercer. I ordered it right when he changed his number, right before he changed his number like 2 weeks.
Oh, you have
later.
an 18?
Yep. I got that.
I think like he lost some aura moving from 18 to 91.
Maybe that was it. Steve Palat just fucked everybody.
Exactly.
All right.
Tomorrow's football show. Guys.
Tomorrow, 10 a.m. We will do the football show.
Use the intro one time for me, since I put work into it, and now you guys are changing everything on me. Go ahead, just use it one time, or we can use it whenever we do a punter show. But we'll announce to everybody that we're going to do the whatever show.
Oh well, we can still use that intro. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
You can use it once.
We just changed it. We got to the AI voiceover. I think we need to.
We will definitely use it tomorrow. I have to get ready, head over to my sister's for a little barbecue. Guys,
can I mention one thing, Chris?
Of course.
One thing, and I'll shut up for the rest of the show because I see I just have to. If I can promote something for 20 seconds here.
Of course,
Chris, is that okay with you?
What the fuck are you asking me?
I know, because I'm asking everybody. Anybody who I see, there's a lot of horror movie talk and music talk. You can check out the Tampa Morgue. I just put it.
I was going to plug you before we left, but go ahead.
See, I love Chris. Today we just had, which people are going to laugh. We just had Goat Semen on from Peru. Today just went up 3-hour interview with Eric from Goat Semen, Terry Butler from Obituary. We had Jeff Mandis from Venom on for 5 hours. King Fowley from Deceased. You go Autopsy, Chris Reifert. And speaking of horror movies, we had David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, on for 3 hours. Alan Howarth, who did a movie for Gremlins. He does the Halloween theme. He originally wrote it.
I thought John Carpenter wrote that.
No, John Carpenter had him write it. John Carpenter was doing Escape from New York at that time period and gave it to Alan Howarth to do all that. So we did all the music for that, which you can hear about all that on the show. But it's 105 episodes now of death metal and heavy metal interviews.
I've been meaning to ask you,
Right.
Tony, is it appropriate for like teenagers, your show?
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
one of my kids is really into horror and is kind of
Yes.
getting into metal.
I will say this: we're just factual. We do like documentary time. Chris has actually heard the show.
good.
We do documentary style interviews. We cover the beginning of their career to the end. Some of the bands may be crazy, like you hear Goat Seaman, right? You listen to the guy interview, you wouldn't even. The guy's totally legit.
Goat
You know, it's just
Seaman.
what they call their bands. You know, I mean,
Sure.
the obituary interview. So I will say that I think it's, in my opinion, if you're like into the history of the bands, I think we're the best one out there now.
I mean,
And,
I
my
let them watch
co-host
the
is-
South Park movie when they were like 12. So
Yeah, I love that shit. My
I'm sure
co-host is Ed
documents
Webb
proving
from
that.
Monstrosity. You know, the co-host is one of my best friends. He's the singer from Monstrosity. So it's a legit show, man. We've been doing it for 3 years now. We're on episode 105. Each episode's about 3 hours though, but it's a bunch of different stuff in them. But to me, in my opinion, it's the best metal podcast out there. You don't see us because we're not influencers. We're history lesson, man.
It is the best metal podcast out there. So check out the
Yeah.
Tampa Morgue. You can find a lot of Tim's work at All About the
Spotify.
Jersey. Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast, you can find Tampa Morgue. You can also find us, the Uncle Puckers. Make sure you leave a 5-star review, a positive comment for both the Tampa Morgue and us. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, please hit subscribe, the alert bell, all that other bullshit. Helps the little podcast that could. We're the Uncle Puckers. We'll see you when we see you.
Come tomorrow. Watch us.
yeah.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!
I don't know if I got cut off, so I'll just add it here. Fuck you, Valaket.